you check the children? Show a little match sometimes.
Hi, I'm Chucky. Wanna play?
Sometimes. That is better.
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the Horror Show. I'm Cecil Laird, and I'm here to talk about a movie that is going to be released on Friday, October 13th, along with a bunch of other releases, including friend of the channel, Vince DeSanti's Never Hike Alone 2 is going to be dropping on YouTube, but on VOD, you're going to get access to a movie called Dark Harvest, and that is directed by David Slade. And if you guys didn't know, David Slade has had a storied career in Hollywood already, especially in the horror side of things. He directed Hard Candy in 2005. He directed 30 Days of Night in 2007. He actually directed the Aerials music video from System of a Down, as well as being a director on American Gods, Black Mirror, Nightmare Cinema. He directed Black Mirror Bandersnatch, the Choose Your Own Adventure. He directed episodes on Hannibal. God, he directed an episode of Breaking Bad even, along with Twilight Eclipse. So he has been out there doing work for a really long time, and the reason I point that out is because I think Dark Harvest is a really, really good movie of the year. I think this is going to actually cross into my top 10 of the year after watching it. Thank you very much to MGM Roar for supplying the screeners so I could watch this a bit early and get the review up. I will, of course, include the trailer in the description box. We don't overlay clips because it just turns into a copyright nightmare. So if you want to watch bits of the movie while the review is going, go ahead and click the link to the trailer in the description box. And shout out to Drum Dums, Lee McCoy, who actually tweeted about the film without naming the film because, of course, we are embargoed on social media. But he said that he just watched what he thinks is the best horror movie of the year, and he can't wait to review it. And luckily, Lee and I have a relationship, so he let me know what the movie was. And then Jason Smith from Sinister Cinema Reviews said that he had access to the screener as well, and he told me how he got access to it, so I reached out, and hence I got access to it. So shout out to both Lee McCoy from Drum Dums and Jason Smith from Sinister Cinema Reviews for making sure that I took notice of Dark Harvest. And the thing that I love the most about this movie is, in my opinion, this is the best Scarecrow horror movie we've ever gotten. Jason posited that perhaps the Scarecrow segment of Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark might be more enjoyable. The Herald segment, right? I believe that was the name of the Scarecrow in the film and the Scary Stories book. But personally, I do think that this film was better as a Scarecrow horror movie. This film was so much fun. And I tell you what, the easiest way to explain it is, what if there was a Scarecrow creature feature going along in the Grease film? This is basically Grease, but with a creature feature attached. Well, I mean, it's set in the same time frame as Grease, I'll say. It's the 60s. It's the very early 60s. I believe that's when Grease takes place, unless Grease is the 50s. But whatever, it's right around that time. And Dark Harvest is all about essentially a cursed town. And I am very excited to talk about this film, but my overall thoughts are that this is a very, very enjoyable creature feature that actually has a lot of fun telling its story and does things that makes it more than just your typical creature feature. The effects are really great. The characters are engaging and the story is engaging. So everything is there for this film, and I really hope people give it a chance once it drops on VOD, but that's my overall thoughts. So let's get into the story, then the acting, the effects, all of that good stuff in turn. And the story of the film is very intriguing. So the film starts off with this creature that's called Sawtooth Jack in this town, and apparently there's a bunch of teenage boys from the high school that are trying to track down and kill Sawtooth Jack, but Sawtooth Jack is fighting back because it's the slasher character, and one of the characters gets the better of Sawtooth Jack and bests him and like gets all this praise and laudits from the town itself and is sent off in a Corvette off into the night to go and start his life as a creature killer and, you know, have an amazing life. And this is apparently something that happens every year in this town. Every year, Sawtooth Jack takes form and the town's teenage boys are set loose to try and defeat Sawtooth Jack in order to keep a curse from descending upon the town. It is a very unique setup, you guys. If it seems a little confusing, it's because I'm just explaining it really quick rather than the film laying it out for you beat by beat. And that's as much as I'm going to tell you about the film without letting you actually see it to see how it plays out. That's probably more than you get out of the trailer. But honestly, I didn't get around to seeing a trailer. I just trusted in my contemporaries' opinions on this film, and I asked for a screener, and man, am I so glad that I did, because I enjoyed the hell out of Dark Harvest. I thought the story played out so interestingly. Again, if you frame it as like Grease with a creature feature crossed over, it's so entertaining, and the creature is amazingly done. The effects are awesome. There's some CG that some people might get annoyed by, but look, with the creature, you can't do everything you want to do that's in the film practically. So I understand the use of CG, but I enjoyed the hell out of it. So that's as much about the story as I want to tell you guys. The acting is so much fun throughout. The main character, Richie, and his parents are so good. The whole town is so good playing their parts. There's the bullies of the school. There's the lady contingent of the school. The girlfriend of the town hero from the beginning of the movie, and then a new girl to the town that befriends Richie and perhaps more. And all of these actors did a wonderful job with the roles that they had in the film. No one took me out of it. I bought into the whole conceit, and I was along for the ride. It's like, you either let Sawtooth Jack do his thing and stop him from crossing into a local church, or a plague descends upon the town. And the twist towards the end is very predictable. Like, I knew exactly what was going to be revealed towards the end. I'm sure a lot of you guys will as well. So I won't say it's the most surprising turn, but it doesn't diminish from the fact that it's a really good turn story-wise. Even though you predicted it, it's still really good. And the film is so engaging, and the acting it just holds it up on a certain level. You know what I mean? Acting can be really bad in films, and with weak writing and weak acting, you get a really unfortunate formula. But this had neither. This had really good writing, and this had really good acting. And that laid the groundwork for a really enjoyable film, especially as a creature feature fan. Again, the creature feature fans are eating good this year. Between The Boogeyman, between Cobweb, between this, I actually just watched Appendage on Hulu, which was a surprisingly good little creature film as well. Unwelcome, also recommended by Jason Smith, another really good creature film, as if Jim Henson's studio did a creature film. Not dissimilar from Grabbers, which was an Irish horror comedy creature film. Unwelcome is similarly so, and a very good film in its own right. So guys, I think this is very much worth your time. Make sure you set aside time to watch Dark Harvest. It's a Halloween film through and through. The whole thing takes place basically on Halloween night. I believe they say it's Halloween night. And it's the run. It's the boys versus the Scarecrow creature. And again, this is the coolest Scarecrow creature that we've ever seen. It's a little bit of a mixture of Sam from Trick or Treat and your typical Scarecrow creature. But he's really, really cool looking. And you will have seen it in the thumbnail, because I can't resist putting him in the thumbnail. Sawtooth Jack is one of the more awesome looking creature designs that we've seen in recent years. And it plays really well, especially because they do it practically for the most part. There are some non-practical portions, especially one scene in particular. But the practical monster that we get so often is really, really cool. And the film is so much fun. It's a lot deeper than you anticipate. It's a lot more emotional than you anticipate, at times anyway. And you care about what happens a lot more than you anticipate going into a Scarecrow horror movie. It's really wonderful. Dark Harvest, very much worth your time. David Slade did a wonderful job as the director in this film. The whole team, the art department, the actors, everyone did a fantastic job with Dark Harvest. So I very much recommend it for you guys. Thank you again to Drum Dums and Jason Smith for giving the recommendation and making sure that I watched this. Jason said, as a creature fan, you absolutely have to watch this. And when Lee said it was a creature movie too, I knew I had to give it a try. I'm very glad that I did. So I hope you guys do as well. So that's going to do it for my review of Dark Harvest. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments down below. Thank you very much to our patrons for supporting the channel the way that you do. We greatly appreciate it. Until next time, though, I've been Cecil Laird, and remember, stay scared.